Yo guys, what is up? So, we're gonna be doing something I haven't really done before. This is gonna be, what if civilization started over? So, obviously, inspiration, ANA region, alt send mapping, and ADIS Pro. That's the inspiration for this. Um, it's just, I just felt like doing it. I don't know, I was bored. Uh, so yeah. So we're probably gonna be starting it down here around Monaco. So let's just give them a nice little starting area to explore. If I can click on the thing. They might explore a little bit into the Italian peninsula, and down the southern coast of France here. And yeah, this is what we're gonna start off with. So we're gonna be starting off with an orange country here. Now, this isn't going to be exactly what I do for the rest of the channel, obviously. I'm just gonna upload these from time to time, keeping you updated, and just staying from the beginning. So yeah, this this Monegasque country is just going to expand a little bit into the boot of Italy, send some more scouts down. So we're gonna start very early civilization. We'll say 1000 BC. So, I might actually create a new layer and put like the time up here. So we're starting 1,000. That's 100. 1,000 BC. So yeah, we're just gonna be starting in 1,000 BC, just so we have like sort of a base we can update it over time, and we will update it over time. Um, let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna be starting off with. Obviously this is like, I think a little while after the beginning of like civilization, like after all of the groups of tribes and everything came together and started to actually settle. I think that was like 3000 BC. So this is a few years afterwards, or a few thousand years afterwards. So yeah, we're gonna be starting with these guys. They're going to expand out across the Italian peninsula, or at least the top of it, and even up a little bit, getting near the Balkans. So we could see them. Oh, that's a button. My bad there. Accidentally pressed the Windows key instead of the Control key. That's the wrong button again. I'm tired this morning, but because it is only like 8, but it's fine. And so this is what they're going to be starting with before we get our new country, which is going to be a blue country over here. I wouldn't really call them countries right now. They're like little micro states. This is like the little Venetian country. So we have a Monegasque and a Venetian country. I'd say this was more like, yeah, we'll deal with it. We're fine. Fine. Yeah. So they're just gonna explore around this area a little bit, stretch down into the Italian peninsula, and these people will meet up right around here. The explorers from both of these countries, they pretty much do know about each other, so they stop expanding around the coast. I should probably honestly turn this down. They stop expanding around the coast and start expanding out into the unknown, and so these guys do the exact same, and they end up meeting up in the north of the Italian peninsula. So now we have our first two collaborative nations. These guys are, I wouldn't say on the same side, because that's not really, but They are collaborating with each other. They are working together, and they are trading resources with each other. So this is like our basically earliest form of alliance. In the future, especially in the much future episodes, we may see these guys start to get closer relations, but you never know. That's up to me to decide. Um, Once like nation relations are actually a thing, which they're not really right now. But yeah, so this is our general area that we're starting in. I do want to get a few more civilizations. So what we're gonna do is we're going to have some we're gonna have some curious explorers from both of these countries meet up and decide to go north. So that's what's gonna happen. They're just going north and going north. Obviously, they get. I feel like we've already reached the Alpine Mountains. We might just go like that. They're gonna get stopped at the Alps. They can't really go past those right now. They do not at all have the stuff to be going past the Alpine Mountains. So they, what the? That's my fault. That was a misclick. What is happening? Okay, let's start over there. Okay, that's better. Much better. I might cut that out. So I'm pretty sure they do extend down into this area, but we're just gonna say that they make it around because they do. I decide that. And so they're just gonna be exploring. Obviously, it starts to get colder, like up in this region, up here. So, they're gonna be able to go up for a little bit. I'm not gonna give specific times. Maybe it's like August right now. But yeah, these guys are just going north and go north. Until one of them dies up here. He's gone now. And so they kind of have to dig in because they don't really remember the way they came from. They didn't really make a map. I'm not really sure if maybe maps are being made. I'm not really too sure. But they hadn't really made a map right now. So these guys are going to start their own civilization right up here through this area. And this civilization's gonna believe in like rapid expansion. So they're gonna quickly discover much of the land around them and quickly expand into this big red blob. Literally the largest nation in the world right now. These guys in the south have no clue about it. They have no clue what the hell's happening up here. And they don't really care. Just to put it simply enough. They weren't really paid to investigate because nobody's paying them to do anything right now. And so blue is definitely the one expanding more out of the orange and blue countries, but orange is going to make a little bit of an expanse downward. And these guys get stopped around the Alps. I'm not sure. We're just gonna say the Alps are here. It's what if civilization started over? We'll just say the geography has changed, okay? I know. The mountains shifted north. I'm not even sure if they did. This might be where they are. I just have a rough estimate. So, yeah, this is our world in maybe 900 BC. Maybe been maybe 950 BC. Hasn't been that long yet. Maybe 50 years. And down here, so we're just gonna simulate maybe another 10 years. 10 years time, they're just moving down the coast here. Maybe Orange gets a little bigger, and they reach the boot of Italy area, and another country is established down here, which is the sea blue country. They're pretty similar colors, actually. The sea blue country. And yeah, so this is our world, maybe 940 BC. We're just kind of moving up the BCs, you know. And by now, the orange and blue teams have split this land between themselves. And so now they are pretty big. These guys, that's the wrong button, have begun expansion into the Great Unknown. Especially over here, because there's people that didn't properly chart the land, which they probably didn't even go up here, but they say they went up here and they found a land of blessings and stuff. Obviously, that's not what it actually is, but it is still going to be a coast, and these guys are going to love a coast, so they go up here hoping that it's like a land of blessed trees and everything. I'm not really sure. And so yeah, they're just going north and north and north until they reach modern day Netherlands, and then they reach the coast. So they have no clue that this is a coast. They think that they might be able to go around it, and like this is all just land. But they are happy to find water, as obviously these guys all have water down here, but these guys are landlocked, so they do not have access to water. Well, now they do. Again, wrong button. But, I mean, that's going to be pretty accurate. A lot of these people move up here, and we have the establishment of yet another nation. A nice little purple country down here. And so, these red dudes down here are not too happy that there's defiers who went up here and established their own country and not just take the land for the red team, especially considering that the red team is still left without water. So they're going to start moving up this way, but they're not really going to get too far before they have to end their voyages to stay behind and deal with the civil unrest, I guess you could say. And the civil unrest turns into a civil war for the people with civil unrest. And so, I don't want to bring in a yellow, because that's going to be hard to give a capital. We're going to have this, like, maybe darker yellow, I wouldn't say goldish country, break off, and we have the first official war. There's obviously been fights and skirmishes, even between some of these guys, but there's been no, like, actual war, and so, of course, the first war that we have is a country fighting itself. So yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense. That's the first war we have, is a country fighting itself. And will itself win? Let's see. So yellow first gains the momentum of the public. Now, this is mostly because these guys are highly trained on expansion and going far into like the fog of war kind of like undiscovered territories. Meanwhile, the civilization, the actual people of it are like, come on, man, we don't want to keep going out and out and out, because then we're gonna have to keep making more houses, and you're gonna have to keep enslaving more people, or having more people make your houses or your tents in this situation. So yeah, these guys do not like each other, as they're in a civil war right now. So These guys have the public's momentum at first, but these guys have the what I would like to call the trained professionals, even though there isn't really no trained professional officers. It's sort of like the Finnish Civil War, where it's like the communists, uh, they don't have very trained dudes, but the actual Finland has like highly trained officers and everything. This is pretty much the situation here. These guys have like trained. I'm not sure if the bow was invented yet, but we'll just say it was. I'm pretty sure it was. I think that was like 2000 BC. I'm not too sure. Um, they have highly trained like archers and bronze swordsmen. I'm not too sure. Flint tools. That's what they got right now. Yeah. So this is obviously just the um civilizations we're starting to map, because I think there was obviously in like 10,000 BC or something like that. There was like the Indus River Valley civilization. There's I think stuff in China. There were some people that obviously went across the Bering Strait into the Americas. That is not the case right now. That is not at all the case. We're just gonna we're gonna say the people are out there. There are people like out here. I won't say in the Americas. We'll leave the Americas to be discovered another time. Maybe we'll put some natives on it in a little bit. Yeah, maybe we'll do that this episode. Where did that come from? Interesting. Okay, so our next civilization to be expanding is the purple guys. So this civil war is still going on. I haven't really drawn the borders yet. Speaking of drawing the borders, I'm just gonna draw the border between these guys really quickly. Obviously, borders aren't really an established thing right now, but we're kind of just gonna have to go with the flow here, because this is a mapping video, something I don't really do. I'm still gonna do my other videos like gaming videos, maybe some reaction videos. I'm not too sure, but this is just a mapping video because I've enjoyed watching mapping videos recently, and so yeah, I kind of want to do my own because I think it would be kind of fun to simulate the times throughout history. Yeah, so this purple civilization gets pretty big before they just have to kind of pause for a second and tend to their own civilians and not the size of their country. Well, these guys down here are like almost absolutely wiping over the yellows, because like I said, these guys are trained, the yellows are not. But I wouldn't say yellow has plot armor, but I kind of want more countries on this map. It's kind of barren. So yellow is going to send some dudes around here, and on their way they're going to skim across this and discover a little bit more land. And some of the people think that to get there they have to go this way, which they do not. They have to go this way, as we know. But so half of the group of yellow troops, or I guess just people with spears, not spears or like flint tools or whatever, something like that. Iron Age is like 600 BC. Yeah, so these guys just go down here and they kind of set up shop. They break off like a few little areas going either way. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So the people that do manage to make it up here, uh, they start to clash down on this side, and this is a two-front war. Obviously, that means that both of these sides have stretched their resources thin to be able to do this. But the Reds don't really know what's happening. They're like, why are the same people attacking from the other side? How is that even possible? And so, Red is not completely defeated, but they pretty much surrender. And I'm just gonna drop this peace treaty real quick, which might as well just do on here. So, Red is going to be secluded to over here. Well, Yellow will get all of this, and they might actually get a little bit more from the border changes. There we go. So yeah, that is the peace treaty, the first peace treaty in history. It's not really a peace treaty. It's just kind of like, okay, we take ore here. Now go away. And that's exactly what Red does. They don't really want to deal with these guys anymore. They're like, okay, man, why you gotta bully us? And that's just because Yellow felt like it. Now we go down here to this blue team country right here. This like lighter blue, almost water blue country. Like I said earlier, they're pretty similar. By now they have explored much of the boot of Italy, which just they've explored this like little peninsula on the peninsula here. Almost the entire peninsula, Italian peninsula, has been discovered now. They haven't found the islands. They haven't found Corsica and Sardinia. There might be boats by now, but the boats are not very coordinated, and they're kind of hard to like drive or boat, I guess. And so like, the boats kind of go like this when they're trying to go down here. The boats kind of just go off track. These guys don't really have anything to discover anyways, so their boats go out here, and it's just kind of like, which does lead to the discover of the Croatian coast, the Balkan coast, I guess. Which expeditions from up here are able to meet up with the people that landed in the boat down here, which forms a pretty good understanding of the Balkan coast. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So with like not really coordinated boats, Corsica and Sardinia have not yet been discovered. Probably won't be discovered for a little while. Which is when these guys send another boat across, but not to go meet up with the guys up here. They send a boat over here to see if there's anything. The boat's going for here, but it actually ends up landing down here. That's the wrong thing. And they do end up exploring much of modern day Greece, or I should say real world Greece, because, well, yeah, I guess modern day Greece. And they even managed to make a landing on this island. I don't remember what this island's called. Let me know in the comments. I don't remember what it's called, but we'll just leave that for now. And yeah, there we go. So we're gonna establish a Greece here. It's gonna be green, and it's going to be right around here, even down to Athens, encompassing these islands as well, and going across. So yeah, this might be where we end episode 1. I'm not too sure. We do have some good countries, and we do have a decent understanding of Europe, and some decently large civilizations. One more thing I might want to do though is I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Is these guys sending some expeditions out in down here to discover Catalonia. I think there's a mountain range here. Well, I know there's a mountain range here. I forget what it's called. So we're just gonna say they kind of like snaked around it. They kind of like they hugged the coast and gotten here. And so this will result in another country forming down here because they kind of have a good area. And this is red Catalonia. And or dark red Catalonia. Not that there is a normal red Catalonia. That's like this is like red Belgium, I think. Red Belgium. So if I had to like give all the countries right now a name, this would be like the Netherlands. This would be Belgium, red Belgium. This would be more of like maybe a south. This would be South Germany, Catalonia, Monaco. This is another like regional kind of thing. Oh, what was I calling this again? Venice. This is Venice, Monaco, Catalonia, Belgium, like South Germany, the Netherlands, and South Italy. And Greece. This is just Greece, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching our first video. Maybe we'll clean this border up a little bit though. Yeah, that's better. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is obviously for my first Wixo video. So I'm happy that you guys were able to watch. If you did watch this, obviously. If you didn't, then you wouldn't be hearing this. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Peace.